Thanks for downloading this podcast. We are here this evening at the St John's Hotel, just along there on the Warwick Road here in central Solihull, and we are here for the rebranding, the reopening as a VOCO hotel. Now, VOCO is an IHG brand, intercontinental hotel brand, and what they've done is they've rebranded the whole space here, redecorated, and taken a different concept in how they're delivering the service here in central Solihull. VOCO hotels, there are 3 of them currently in the world. Number 1, we have our St John's Hotel here in central Solihull. Number 2, we have one in Cardiff, St David's, and the other one, I've recently been told, is on the Gold Coast in Australia. Let's see if we can get a word with Councillor Nash.
Can I just say how fantastic it looks? Because when I came here to Jumal's ball, it's very old-fashioned, the furniture. But I've just walked in the door and I thought, what a change. It's very nice, it looks lovely. When I first became mayor, I was having a ball and I attended that. And the lady who I spoke to said they were going to do it all up. She says not all of the hotel, just I think she had this main part. So I didn't know they had done it until we had the invitation to say would the mayor like to come along. But when I've just walked in, I thought I can't believe it's the same place.
I tell you who I would like to speak to. I'd like to speak to a guy called Ben. If I can just push my way through all these crowds of people. Ben, what is your role here with the VOCO brand and this particular hotel?
I'm the Director of Sales, so my job here is to look after a lot of our corporate clients and various different clients that come into the hotel and book sort of conferences, events and room nights here in Solihull.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about this evening that we're here for tonight.
So this is our official launch party, so we've got local dignitaries, so we've got the Madam Mayor, some of our ownership group that flew in from Singapore, from CL Capital. We've got some of the management team from Q Green who manage our asset, and then also we've got Intercontinental Hotels Group who have provided us with this wonderful brand, VOCO. VOCO is a new brand for IHG, and it's pitched in the market as sort of your 4-star upscale but unstuffy brand. So Intercontinental Hotels have seen a gap in the market where they feel that there's room for a almost lifestyle upscale brand that there isn't anything out there. So the reason that we've got it is that they felt that this property fit that brand, and the transformation that's happened I feel does that. VOCO is Latin, coming together, or to invite. So it's all about having a very welcoming experience and for our guests feeling like it's a home-from-home experience rather than your typical corporate-style hotel.
Have you been here since it was the standard St John's and you've developed through, or are you relatively new to the area? Or?
So I'm new, so I started in January, so just before we launched as a VOCO. So I didn't have the painful task of everything that's happened, but I've had the fun job of doing the launch and really going out sharing the message. So yeah, previously hotels, but not in Solihull.
Excellent stuff. Right, well, we'll wander around then, and we'll see some people that we know. I've just spotted June Mole from hashtag Charity Tuesday. How are you, June?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you, Jeff. How lovely to see you here. Hello, Joe. Hi. What a fabulous evening.
Isn't it so much fun so far?
Wow. I mean, we've had so many charity events here over the years that the change, I mean, my word, it's amazing. It's just so fresh and just lovely colours and the vibrancy and everyone's really enjoying it.
We've been learning a lot about the theme and the relationship with the animals, with the birds and things like that. There's quite a lot of messages behind a very well thought out theme.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I didn't know anything about the theme. I know that VOCO is the new brand of the St John's Hotel, and I was just really, really keen to see it. But now you mention it, yes, the animals,
the different birds. For instance, the finch is coming in and just using the hotel facilities. The owl is the overnight facilities and the sleeping.
Really? Oh my word! So how did you find that out?
I've been doing a little bit of talking with some of the very clever people that have worked out the theme.
Well, it's absolutely absolutely wonderful. It's just such a thrill to be here this evening. And I'll go and have a word with Joe Evans, the Director of Sales, and I can see Jane Bowler, the General Manager over there as well. So I think it's the place to be this evening, isn't it, Jeff?
Absolutely. I'll speak to you a little bit later. Thanks, June. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. We've wandered into the main bar area here at the VOCO launch, and I've bumped into the wonderful Mr. Yates, who is obviously, as everyone knows around here, the head teacher of Eversfield School, right next door to the VOCO St John's. Thank you very much for joining us and having a quick chat. Why are you here this evening?
Well, it's very nice of the hotel to actually invite us here, but the reason is because they offered us a chance for the children to enter a competition. Because as they're redeveloping the place, they asked the children to name some of the rooms. So they sort of started a little competition and said, let's have the entries, let's see which names. And the children came up with incredible names, historical names. They did a lot of research on them or their parents, I'm not quite sure. And there were some names of characters that even I hadn't heard of that had local connections with it.
Significance for our area.
Yeah, so it's good actually.
So we've got some of the young people here with us today. These are a representation of the people that have won in terms of a class representative
no,
individuals?
These are actually the children wose names they put forward were selected and they've named the rooms after.
Fantastic. These are the conference spaces.
So these are the conference spaces, yeah. So one of them is even called the Eversfield.
You can't go wrong with that, can you? With having your school right next door to the VOCO St John's, you've got a great.
I mean, it's really nice to have that relationship with the hotel because it makes a real big difference for us, and they've been great. They've been really good.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. When are the young people going to be involved in a presentation or an opening of any of the rooms?
That's a good question.
Right, after just speaking with Mr. Yates, who's the head teacher, we've managed to find Corin and Cecilia. Now, you two have actually named some of the rooms, haven't you, here at the hotel? Tell me a little bit about how the competition started. How did Mr. Yates tell you that there was going to be a competition?
Well, in assembly, we got a leaflet saying that we needed to name one of the suites rooms in the St John's Hotel.
Excellent stuff. And did you have some ideas straight away?
Yeah.
Excellent. And what about you, Cecilia? How did it go for you?
I just thought of it.
What sort of thoughts did you have?
I just thought of it because of the car factories.
Okay, in our local area. So can I ask you, what did you name your particular room? Do you remember?
The Rover Suite.
Oh, that's a very clever idea, the Rover Suite. And you both were involved in that?
Yeah.
Excellent. So are you in the same class or same area?
We're in different years.
Different year groups. What year are you in, Cecilia?
Year 2.
You're year 2. And what about you, Corin?
Year 4.
Year 4. So you came up with the Rover Suite, which is going to be one of the rooms here at the VOCO St John's, isn't it? Do you feel proud?
Yeah.
So every time everyone says, I will meet you in the Rover Suite, you name that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us here on the radio. Hope you enjoy your evening. Is that all right? Thanks, Corin. Thanks, Cecilia. As we are in the main area now here on the VOCO launch for St John's Hotel, I have managed to find myself a few minutes with a guy called Will. Now, Will is the person that heads up the VOCO brand for IHG, so he is exactly the right guy to speak to. Thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time. You must be quite busy tonight.
Yeah, we are. We're so excited to be here in Solihull, which is celebrating the third VOCO opening, which, when we reflect a bit on where we've come from with a brand, we only launched this brand in June last year, so pretty incredible the pace at which we've set to open our first property in Australia on the Gold Coast, property number 2 in Cardiff in the UK, and obviously being here tonight celebrating the opening of VOCO St John's Solihull.
What made you decide Solihull was the area that you wanted to focus on?
So we looked at this hotel, we looked at the demand drivers, so working with Q Green and working with CL Capital. this is a property which we think really nicely suits the VOCO brand. So you've got a property here that is very well known in the local area, has a strong local meeting, local event, local F&B proposition, and that's exactly the type of opportunity that we developed the VOCO brand to address. So VOCO is a brand that's meant to be sympathetic, thoughtful, but with a very distinct design point of view that we can layer in a way that I hope we can all agree is pretty loving and caring to what was here already. So there may be some things that don't need a lot of investment. Other areas, we and through our partners have invested heavily to turn this into a real distinct point of view, a real distinct look and feel. I mean, I've been here a few times and been here pre-transformation, and I think it really is quite remarkable. I think we can all agree that when you look at the space, you look at what has been achieved in such a short space of time, it's incredibly exciting. A big part of the VOCO brand is our mascots. So we think this is a really nice way to inject a bit of colour, a bit of interest. It's something that's really ownable for the hotel team. So we've got 3 mascots, which are in part reflected on the wall and on the lapel badges that you see people wearing. So our arrival hallmark, which is about trying to celebrate a moment of a real warm, welcoming moment on arrival with a bit of a surprise. That is represented by the finch. So you'll see people with finch badges on. Finches, as you may or may not know, are very talkable birds, and we think that nicely symbolises what we're trying to deliver at arrival. Something informal, but something friendly, welcoming and inviting. The owl, that's our second mascot, and that really signifies the guest room experience, which is about providing a moment of me time, which is how we talk about the owl, in a setting which is indulgent with plush, inviting bedding, inviting beds, rejuvenating showers, high quality amenities, in-room technology, all the things which we know really matter to guests. And then the last piece is what we would call VOCO Life, and that's represented by the flamingo. And that is really about the bar lounge spaces, trying to provide a space which is vibrant, interesting, applicable, whether or not you're having a coffee with a colleague or with a friend, applicable if you are celebrating a special occasion like we're doing tonight. So that's represented by the flamingo. The flamingo, of course, a rather flamboyant and exuberant bird, one which enjoys spending time with others and being sociable. So really it's about some small touches, quite thoughtful touches, which we hope convey the spirit and the ethos of the brand.
Okay. Any plans to make this bigger through the UK? This is 3, 2 in the UK, 1 in Australia on the Gold Coast. What's next? Where are you going to take this brand?
Yeah, so no doubt you'll be hearing a lot more about the growth plans we have for VOCO. We've got a number of other hotels signed set to open in the UK across 2019 and into 2020. So locations such as Glasgow, such as Edinburgh, and expect to hear a whole lot more about VOCO in the UK. We are extremely confident about our ability to grow and scale this brand, and a brand for us as a brand management company that works really well for our owners, our critical partners in building and rolling out hotels, as well as it works for hotel guests.
Excellent stuff. Will, we really enjoy it having you here in Solihull. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you.
Right, and for this bit, it is the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Councillor Flo Nash, our Mayor of Solihull, to do the honours with the hotel's owner. The hotel's owner has now just joined her, just behind the ribbon there, with the golden-handled scissors. Here we go. I'll see if I can record this for you.
I would now like to declare the VOCO St John's Hotel open.
Councillor Flo Nash, our Mayor of Solihull, they're just lining everybody up for the official photographs, and Cecilia and Corinne are in there as well, that we spoke to a little earlier today. Did you name one of the suites? Did you? Which one? What's your name?
Avani.
And Avani, which suite did you name?
Eversfield.
The Eversfield suite. So that's exactly the same as your school. So your school has got a part of this hotel.
Yes.
Are you enjoying this evening?
Yes.
What are you about to do now? Are you back to have some more food, or what's the plan?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, are you 50% sure that we can go and get some more food?
Hopefully.
That's good. That's excellent. Everyone is standing round. Thank you for joining us. Everyone is standing round now. It looks like there's going to be another photograph. Do you want to get yourself into the next photograph?
Raise your metaphorical glasses to VOCO and to everyone who's been instrumental in bringing the brand to life. To VOCO.
Okay, I tell you what, guys, you are doing really, really well. I have a 4-year-old at home. There is no way he would have sat and listened for as long as that. So well done. I'll try and include a few references to Batman and Scooby-Doo in this. Okay, I'm delighted to be here at the St John's VOCO tonight. Believe it or not, my career within the hotel industry started with Swallow Hotels, and this was an original Swallow Hotel that then was rebranded a couple of times. And to see it today looking the way it is absolutely astonishing from how I remember it when I first came into the hotel industry. My name's Alex Pritchard. I'm the CEO of Kew Green Hotels. We operate, as of the 1st of March, 72 hotels across the UK, a variety of different brands, but IHG is absolutely one of our preferred brands, and we are really excited about this VOCO opportunity. So I know Will stole my thunder a little bit, because whenever you do an opening, you've got to do some thank yous. So I know there's a lot of effort gone into making today a reality, so I'd like to thank a lot of people who've been involved. Firstly, could I thank CL Capital for their trust and faith in Kew Green Hotels. We're delighted to have partnered with CL Capital, and we do in Walsall and here at the St John's. And with their commitment, we can deliver exceptional hotels. And I look forward to a long and successful relationship with CL Capital. We'd also like to thank IHG, who are our trusted hotel partner, for all their guidance and support in delivering this VOCO hotel. Kew Green is the largest franchisee of IHG in Europe, and actually I was lucky enough, for some reason IHG asked me to be on the steering committee of VOCO when they started the conception of the brand 18 months ago. And they kind of said, as owners, what are you looking from a brand and what do you want it to do? And how can we help and support your vision of what VOCO should be? And I was very pleased to be part of that. And we saw a real gap in the market for a cool, stylish conversion brand, which really focused on food and beverage, as well as just a room to stay for the night. I remember attending a hotel conference about 12 years ago where the CEO of Travelodge said, well, once you shut the curtains at night and it's dark, you could be anywhere and you could be in any hotel. I don't think that's true. I think hotels should be more than a bed. We should be creating experiences in our properties, and I think VOCO and the coolness and the styleness of this brings it really to life. So I'm incredibly impressed with what the guys have done here today, but looking at this IHG brand, I can see us as a business rolling a lot more of these out across the UK. I'm nearly done. Last, but by no means least, I must thank the team here at Kew Green, Jane, Michael, and the team behind the desk, and the guys working on the floor serving us this evening and taking care of us. I mean, they've had some sleepless nights, they've had a lot of stress, but their tireless commitment to this has really breathed some life into the hotel, and I think this hotel now is a real credit to Solihull. This hotel should be the leading hotel in Solihull and Birmingham for meeting and events, and it should be backed up by the food and beverage and the service that we deliver. When you put together a combination of great owners, exciting new brands backed by an international company like IHG, and real passionate operators, you really have a winning mix. I know now that you all don't have a drink, so I'd just like to say to you, we really look forward to welcoming everybody to the VOCO St John's. Thank you very much. Well done, guys. Go crazy.
And you're very welcome to go and get yourselves a drink now.
We hope you have enjoyed our coverage of the opening and the relaunch of the VOCO St John's Hotel here in Solihull. Thank you very much for downloading this podcast, and let us know if you have an event or anything like that that you would like us to cover here on Solihull Radio. Thanks for listening.